Hello, lovelies. My name is Bev Steves, and I am the owner and sole employee of Black King Papery, which used to be a paper shop on my husband and I's farm in Alberta, Canada. I'm from Canada, and now I'm at this that was 10 years ago. So at this point in my life, I'm a mom. I have two girls, and I'm a widow. My husband has passed away, and we have moved. My girls and I have moved to Nova Scotia and bought a home here and sold the farm. So I moved the items from my paper shop with me to Nova Scotia, and I've started or tried to start a little business here of making things, creating things. So I wanted to just introduce myself, just show you some of the things I made. I just want you to know that I recorded, this is the second take. I've sat here for, I'm sure, 15 minutes before recording something I thought was recording that didn't record. So this is the second take. So as a result, I've gone and opened a cider because I'm like, I was going to do this without, the benefit of any alcohol, but now that it's gone all wrong, I'm going to try again. So these are the first things I make at farmers markets. There's a fly here also. I make these little 4x6 journals, which I bind with my cinch. And they're quite popular at markets for people who are traveling and want to keep a little journal. And they come with lots of ephemera and bits of things to help them along the way. And they all sort of follow a format because I'm kind of a format kind of girl. I like things to have a little bit of sameness to them. But yeah, so they have little envelopes, washi tape. Things are in all the little nooks and crannies for you to use. And they've got a lot of stuff in them. And so I sell those, and they're quite they're popular at the summer's market because Nova Scotia has a huge tourist industry. It's one of our most, it's one of the things we do. And so there's lots of farmers markets, artisan places. There's like gift shops that carry local handmade goods. So there's quite a few opportunities to sell these. So I do that. I put them out for sale in different places, and I also go to farm markets myself to sell. So those are those. I'll put those over here. And these are these are my field notes, I call them. So they are a notebook. It's about 6x4 again. Yes. They're hand stitched, and they have pockets in the front and the back, which have little cards and little extra note cards in them. And I became fascinated, or I became interested, because I had a lady come to the farmer's market one day that said, I like your style. And I was like, God, I have a style. No, I said that in my head. And I was like, oh, thank you. And another day I had a lady come and she said, oh, your products remind me of the Rifle Paper Company. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And so I became intrigued with this idea whether I could build something build products where people could recognize that who had made them, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And just in our local area, I wasn't going for the worldwide market, but just in the local market. So I created a set of notebooks that had, with the craft band on them. So these were these are called listed, and they're small notebooks. And these ones are called log books. They're So yeah, so this set of these different size notebooks have been quite popular this summer, and I do think I'm sure it has a fancy name that I can't think about right now, but I am sort of trying to build something that people can say, oh, I recognize that style, which is I really like retro vintage things, and not so much antique stuff, maybe. I don't know. I'm sort of like in that groove. So I also make these journals with these gorgeous postcards on them, and they come with front and back pockets, and they're made with different types of paper, like vellum, book pages, craft paper, which I love craft paper. These are just some little scraps that I've stapled together, and some different this is vintage line paper, and creamy paper, song paper, some ledger paper, which I'm also matte paper, some washi tape samples, different things pinned in them. And this is the center, and then in the back, so there's different things put in them. And then in the back again, this is a little set I created with some extra paper scraps. And then in the back, there's a pocket which contains like some extra stuff that you could just create this into a kit to finish your journaling wherever you're doing it. So these I really like, because this size and the other size I'll show you later are the two size journals that I like to do. And I like to, because I have such a short attention span, I like to fill up journals. Like, this is my July journal, this is my August journal, like I couldn't imagine having a journal that was for a whole year. That would just weird me out. So I made those, and then I also, because the postcards were so beautiful, I just made some plain note paper ones with the pockets again that have the extra note paper in them. So those are those, and I make for kids because, again, this is a tourist area, and lots of the little communities have B&Bs by the ocean, but you know, the internet sucks. So the kids are often trapped in these places with their parents with nothing. They can't have their phones. So I created these little Buildable Kits, and originally for that purpose, but they've also been, they've been well received to be birthday presents or different things like that. So I make a variety of different ones for girls, for boys, for anybody. And yeah, and along with those, I also make some Happy Mail kits, which have, they have about, I think, 7 different cards in them and postcards that you can mail. And I think, yeah, they have 75 pieces of stickers, labels, you name it, are packed in there. And I think the same amount of things are in here, about 75. So yeah, those are 2 little other kits that I make. I make these little because I can't give up on a piece of paper, no matter how small it is. I use these little vintage flashcards, journal cards, I don't know. They're from October Afternoon. And just to make some little sewn notebooks that this little Helpful Sally is very cute. Just little notebooks, because I have paper scraps left over when I make stuff and I can't throw it out. And I also experimented with, because Project Life cards are sometimes so beautiful, that I took apart, these are not hand sewn, but I ripped apart a composition notebook, a small composition notebook, and then I covered it with, put a new binding sort of in it, and then covered it with craft paper, and then put the Project Life card on the front. And they're like very inexpensive, and I don't think they're very sturdy, but you know, they're something I experimented with. And right now, what I'll show you I'm working on is a set of 4x8 journal kits that I hope to have available to buy and to hopefully, I mean, I really would like to start an Etsy shop and a Instagram market account. That's my goal, but right now it's a very steep learning curve for me. So, but anyway, these little journals are 4x8 and they're plain with different types of plainer paper in them. The center because that's what I guess I prefer. I prefer to cover my pages with bits of stuff and start with a blank. If you want to write a lot or whatever, you can always collage whatever in them. So these are from October Afternoon collection called Farmhouse, I think it's called. So they're very beautiful. And so what I've been doing today, or what today's job is besides this video, is I'm making the little kits to go in with the journals in the bag. So the kits that I'll make will just have a variety. This is all messed up because the first time I shot the video, this was all really, really organized, but now it's all messed up. So anyway, they'll have extra scrap. They'll have paper in to decorate. They'll have some vintage photos, some doilies, which I'm really loving these craft doilies right now. And these colors are so beautiful. And they'll have some washi tape samples, of course, and some paper dolls because I love some paper dolls. And they'll also have normal things like tags. I'm obsessed with these scorecard things for bridge. I don't play bridge. I've never played bridge, but I'll tell you, I love the old vintage scorecard things that you can buy. Some button cards, and then each kit will have some smaller little items, some stickers, some things in them, and yeah, just lots of variety. Some larger journal cards, and yeah, so that's what I'm busy doing today, is putting those together. But when I first started to make these ones, I was like, oh, because this is what I make for myself, a little bit larger, but this is pretty much what I make for myself. So then I became I just thought, well, if I make one, I'm sure I could make 100. So then I just sort of I went a little crazy, and I made so many from different 8x8 October Afternoon pads. So the paper is so beautiful that I couldn't help myself. So yeah, these all have to be sewn, and of course then kits have to be made for them or whatever. But yeah, this is a project that I have to restrain myself from making any more until I get all of these sewn. So that is what I'm gonna do today. I think that's what I wanted to just introduce myself and say who I am, how nerve-wracking it is to do this little video thing, but I really wanted to do it. And hopefully in the future I'll have some videos where I share my journals, my personal journals that I write and create in. And I'm telling you right now, they're a little wacky, but things I'm also I love words. I love typeface. I just love, so I'm a big cutter out of words and things. And so I want to share some of that, and also some things that I found in thrift shops that people might enjoy to see, and yeah, any kind of videos. So thank you for watching, and yeah, we'll see you really soon. Thank you.